Hey everyone, it's Sean here, your guide to Warcraft, and today I'm doing a guide on how to obtain the overly sensitive Void Spectacles. This is a toy from the horrific visions inside of Stormwind. Now, you want to head to the trade district of Stormwind, and around the outside will be the toy vendor patrolling. This is Craggle Wobbletop. He is a gnome, and he is surrounded by 3 robotic bodyguards. Now, these are going to be very tricky to try and kill on your own. They have a massive health increase, damage increase, and you basically need to try and separate him from his robots. You can try and kite them, but I found immediately after trying to separate them, it's very difficult to keep them separate, and if you go too far, he will just evade back to where you pulled him. Luckily, Blizzard have added a little trick that players have figured out that you can use to render him, well, killable. So you need to use a very specific toy. This is the toy train set. So I'm going to quickly demonstrate how this works. You want to pull Craggle again with the toy train set ready to go. Place the toy train set on the ground. This will distract Craggle and he will begin a very long cast, which will be the wind-up train wrecker. It's almost like he's annoyed you've placed this train set on the ground, like how dare you. But once he's doing that, his bots will become weakened. They will lose their HP bonus, they will lose their shields, lose their damage bonuses. So you have until his cast is complete to kill his bots. Once his bots are dead, he loses all of his buffs, all his HP, and you can just go in there and kill him like you would any other normal elite inside of one of these visions. And then he has about a 5% drop chance, apparently, according to Wowhead, to drop the Void Spectacles. For me, on my first try there, I got a heavy level ball. Took me about 4 or 5, I think maybe my 4th kill before I got it, so I think I just may have been very lucky. Now, where do you actually get the toy train set? If you're going into here and you're like, well, that's great and all, but I don't actually have the toy train set. If you return to the normal version of Stormwind, when you find the real Craggle, he is actually the toy vendor. He will actually sell the wind-up train wrecker and the toy train set. You don't need the train wrecker, you just need the train set. As for the Horde, there is a very similar vendor who walks around the drag inside of Orgrimmar. This is the Goblin equivalent. You talk to the Goblin, he will offer you the exact same like table of loot as Craggle would. So for the Horde, just go to Orgrimmar, grab your toy, return to Horrific Visions of Stormwind, place the toy train set down, and keep doing that, and eventually you will hopefully get the overly sensitive Void Spectacles. So lastly, what do they do? So if you go to your Void Spectacles, equip them, you get a 10-minute buff on a 30-minute cooldown, and the buff just reads, they're everywhere. So I thought, what does this do? So I found a rat just next to me here. Turns out it makes every critter in the world appear as a little voidling. I don't really know what to call these things. Tested it outside of the vision, yeah. So every critter ends up looking like that. So it doesn't really do much, but if you want to see critters in a new light, that's a toy for you. But that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. All my links are down below. Be sure to subscribe for more guides and videos. See you next time.